Happy Friday. Coach Brian here at Fuel House 2.0 in Seattle, Washington with another edition of our Practice of the Day recap. So after you spend 7 to 9 minutes getting your body warmed up, stretching, mobility, whatever you know your body needs, we'll jump into movement prep. Movement prep today, we've got 3 moves, 3 rounds. We're gonna start with 6 glute bridges. So 3 different variations here. We're doing 6 reps of each. First, feet are close together. Then we'll go hip width. And then we'll go about shoulder width, maybe slightly wider. For 6. After your 6 glute bridges, we're going into 8 and 8 Cossack squats. Those can be body weight, or you can have a light dumbbell or kettlebell in a goblet position here for 8 Cossack squats per side. Again, nice deep lunge, angle those toes up so you can create a little more space in your hips. If for any reason Cossacks don't agree with you, we've got single leg deadlifts. Again, those can be loaded or unloaded for 8 and 8. Then we'll finish off movement prep with 1 and 1 Turkish Get Ups. Those can be done with no load, light load, or maybe a shoe or a yoga block on your fist. Regardless of which you choose, we want to make sure that we're treating the movement as if we were under load. So we're training our nervous system to react accordingly for when that time comes that we are under load. One-on-one each side. Then we'll jump into strength today. So we're going to set a timer for 15 minutes. Work for about 3 to 5 rounds. Make sure you're getting plenty of rest between sets. First off here, we've got our Sumo deadlift today. So if you do not typically lift Sumo, start light. Make sure you're feeling good with the movement. This can be done with a barbell, 1 to 2 kettlebells, or even dumbbells. Think about nice wide stance. This can be more like a swing stance, a modified Sumo position, or a really wide stance, depending on what's more comfortable for you. Just make sure the knees are tracking the toes. So when we get set up, we want to make sure our wrist is right below our shoulders and that our grip is symmetrical. If you're using a barbell, put your ring finger on the edge of the knurling where the rough meets the smooth. We're going to grip the bar, try to bend it, get those shoulders away from your ears, sit back, brace, and push the earth down. We're going to own that lockout, knees are locked, quads are flexed, glutes are on, and then we're going to sit back into it. Make sure that we're staying in contact with that bar the whole time. Then, after 6 to 8 reps there, we've got a push press. Those can be done with your barbell or a set of dumbbells or kettlebells. If you're using a barbell, make sure that you're adjusting the weights appropriately, unless you're the kind of savage that can push press as much as you're deadlifting, which is not impossible. Okay. Otherwise, push press here. We're going to loosen that grip on the weight, dip, drive, absorb it, own that lockout each time for, again, 6 to 8 reps here. Then we'll go 6 and 6 shoulder taps from a crawl position. So I'm going to corkscrew my palms in, elbow pits are out in front of me, gonna dig my toes into the earth, stabilize, and then be really slow with these shoulder taps. So as I lift my right hand, I'm digging that right foot into the floor to help stabilize. I'm going very, very slow to help keep my core engaged instead of this. That's very fast, very easy. So after 3 to 5 rounds of strength, you're going into conditioning where we've got 20-minute EMOM. We're doing 1 different move each minute for 20 total minutes, which will be 4 different rounds. First off, we have mountain climbers for 15 per side, total of 30. Keeping our hips low, spine relatively neutral. You can either be slow and controlled, or you can speed it up a little bit. Depending on which pace you go at will determine how much rest you have. Next minute, we'll be doing clamshell planks for 8 and 8. We're stacking our shoulder right over the elbow. As we lift the hips, we open up the knees, tap the hip down, and lift. We don't want to set our weight fully into the floor, so keep those hips light when they tap the floor. After 8 and 8 per side, we're going into a deficit reverse lunge with a knee drive. So, if you have a plate or a stack of books or anything that you can stand on elevated, you're going to get your whole foot on there, so make sure that your heel is there. You can push through your heel, take a big step back, drive through, lift the knee. If this is putting too much pressure on your knees or ankles, you can either remove the surface and do that from the floor, or more of those single leg deadlifts with the knee drive. After 8 and 8, shake it out. We're going into tuck-ups next. So tuck-ups will be done on the floor. We're going to extend as long as we can, reach to the fingertips, reach to the toes, and then get as small as you can. Pull those shoulders off the floor, reach for your heels. We're doing 15 there, and then we're gonna finish off with 10 tuck jumps. Try to be light on the feet here. Those, if you go fast, will only take about 8 seconds, so maybe consider adding some swings, burpees if you want, or some extra tuck jumps to make it last a little bit longer, feel a little more burn. If you find that you're resting too long in any of those movements, feel free to up the reps a little more, or add in, again, some swings, single arm, two-handed. Anyways, you'll work for 20 minutes, have a good time, celebrate the weekend, and watch where you're stepping. We'll see you next time.